Colin must see through this bullshit. Surely. But this is what I think Colin's thought process has been since he arrived to film this video. Well, we're here now, we might as well go along with this nonsense and just get a video out of it. Today, I'm back with Colin and Connor of the Paranormal Files as they investigate 1322 Maple House of the Dead. And I'm going to be very direct from the get-go with all of you here. I think this house is a scam. It's nonsense. It's as clear-cut, black and white, obvious a scam as you're going to find. I am probably going to treat some of these debunks with far more respect and professionalism than I really have to, because I think when some of you see this video, you will think, well, side-eye guy, basic intuition and common sense tell us this place is fake. But please, just indulge me, because I've done a lot of work to show how stupid this place is. But we're going to be in for a wild ride on this one, folks.
Let's do it!
Another huge thank you goes out to my awesome members and patrons. The vote went out again, and this time I said I wanted to cover a channel that I've already covered before. So out of Yasko, Twin Paranormal, and the Paranormal Files, Colin won. Not sure how you feel about that, Colin. I'd take it as a badge of honour. If you would like to support me and what I do, please consider becoming a member or signing up to my Patreon. The link is in the description, and you can get involved on who I react to and debunk next. And another big shout out goes to Horror Haven Gaming, who helped me out in the research for this video. Woo! Alright! Well, coming down tonight. Shut up, Colin! God, I was actually enjoying that! Okay, relax. I'm here to react to Colin, not to listen to good music. I'm not here for a good time.
Tonight's episode of the Paranormal Files, we're investigating a house built on top of over 100 dead bodies. This is the House of the Dead here in Atchison, Kansas.
This isn't a creepy metaphor. The property owner literally claims that there are hundreds of human remains buried underneath the house. This isn't true, but I'm going to save the surprise on how I found out about this lie a little later in the video. I've been running so long that my feet don't work no more. Oh yeah.
The paranormal
Shut up, Colin! Okay. Relax. I mean, I understand why Colin's interrupting this. It's not like this music is anywhere near as good as his own. Colin does his own music under the name Kid Spooky. The S in Spooky is a $sign. Why? You know, I was going to do a whole bit making fun of this, but to be fair to Colin, the music's actually a lot better than I was expecting. But Colin, some of the song titles need some work. Sadness. I don't know why. Like, listen to the music. It's actually not that bad. It's actually not bad at all. But the lyrics are just so cheesy to me. It's like some real brooding, pent-up emo goth kid that just wants to let out. And I'm not going to play any of it because I know I'll get copyright struck to high hell. So I'm just going to read out some of the titles. Goth Kid. Demons. And the S in demons has a $sign because, you know, demons love spending money, I guess. Rotten, so you die, ... A beautiful night to die.
And now I'm cool.
Activity inside of this home behind me is so intense that the owner himself refuses to stay in the house past midnight. And he in fact does not allow people to stay overnight for one full night. That's because he's so concerned about what these entities could do to you.
It could be a fear of what the entities may do to you, or it could be that this place wouldn't pass any kind of health and safety inspection to be allowed to be used as an overnight stay.
Tonight on the Paranormal Files, we're about to come face to face with this dark entity that the owner describes as being a demon. And not just any demon. He knows this demon's name, he knows where it hangs out, and he knows just how much harm it can do to the human body.
What else does this owner know about this demon? Its shoe size, social security number, favorite brand of undies that doesn't chafe?
If you're watching online, even if you're on your couch, sitting comfortably under a blanket, eating a snack, these entities are known to be able to travel through electronics, through Wi-Fi signals. I don't know how the hell that happens, but it does happen.
Are you for real?
Is he for real?
Well, this might be one of the dumbest claims I've ever heard in my life.
And we've had people get scratched while watching our videos. We've had people's windows shatter in their houses.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
But anyways, make sure you're protected.
Suit up.
And welcome to this extremely dark and gruesome episode of the Paranormal Files.
Now might be as good a time as any to mention that Colin left a long but mostly positive comment in my last video I made on the Paranormal Files, and I do appreciate that. It shows Colin has a good sense of humour and he's a good sport. So Colin, if you do end up watching this video, I hope you're consistent, because this one may well be a bumpy ride for you, but not quite as bumpy as it's going to be for the owner of the property.
In this video, we're investigating a place that nobody really has ever heard of, the House of the Dead in Atchison, Kansas.
There is a very good reason why nobody has heard of this place.
This is a small home located only 3 minutes away from the infamous Sally House.
Important information right there.
And the owner of this place claims that the energy here is darker than at the Sally House.
Also important information.
We were in for a little treat as we went on a joyride with Steve around town.
Hi, my name is Steve Trumbull. I own 1322 Maple House of the Dead. We also run the haunted taxi behind us here, which you guys see right there. And our house is demonic.
So Steve here is a very colourful character, let's say. I feel like Steve's website, The Haunted Taxi, is as erratic and in need of fixing as Steve himself. I know I criticise many ghost locations for being a business, but Steve takes this to a whole new level.
We had one of the top psychics in the world ride our tour, and she told me, she said, the house picked you, you didn't pick the house.
You picked the wrong house.
I'm worried about Jeff tonight at my house a little bit. I am worried about him there. I'm going to be honest with you, because whatever he felt there at the Sally House, it is going to be tenfold.
This is my theory. Steve saw how much money the Sally House was raking in, and since it's obviously bullshit, and with a bullshit backstory, as there's no evidence a girl named Sally died or existed in that house, but I'm not going to go into all that right now, Steve thought to himself, hey, why don't I buy an old shitty looking place near the Sally House and get a piece of the action? Steve uses the Sally House as part of his promotion of his own property over and over again by saying his place is far more haunted than the Sally House. Anyway, Steve just kind of waffles on for the rest of this tour until they get to the house itself.
Do you guys feel that?
Yeah.
It's like an impression. It almost, you get that feeling right when you get here.
You know this is bad when Colin already sounds over it.
Okay. Quick, take your picture. Quick, get your picture. Yep. Okay, good. Okay, that's good. Hey, we know we're home. We're here. Hey, you can't mess with these guys.
I don't know what we're yelling about!
Was all of that because a door closed as soon as they opened the front door? That exact same thing happens in my house. It's called a draft. It's created when you open a door from the outside. Jesus, guys, calm down.
Hi, my name's Steve Trumbull. I am the owner of the 1322 Maple House of the Dead. We also own the Haunted Taxi and Fearcation Travel.
Steve takes any opportunity to promote his crap, but let's look at some of his reviews. This one is from Rachel R.
This company is unsafe and should be shut down. Steve, the owner, met us in a parking lot in Olathe in his dirty van with skeletons hanging in the back. He then drove way under the speed limit to Atchison and wouldn't shut the fuck up, often repeating himself 2 or 3 times.
Just a little aside here, guys, you are going to see that this is a very accurate character description of Steve.
First stop, Casey's, where we stood around for 15 minutes so he could turn on the air at the haunted house. I should have listened to my gut and left then.
Oh, poor Rachel.
The next 6 hours were spent hiking in a cemetery during a heat invasion, trespassing on private property, parking in front of houses Steve said were definitely haunted. It was dark, by the way, couldn't see anything, and traipsing around in a haunted house that was structurally unsound. Steve kept saying everything was cool because he's in the Chamber of Commerce. He's not. The tour was supposed to be a birthday surprise for me and wound up being one of the worst nights of my life.
Oh God, Rachel, I'm so sorry. That sounds horrible. Rachel, on the off chance you happen to stumble across my small channel here, I'm really sorry you had to go through that. That just sounds like a nightmare. Let's hear another one from Cindy W.
Our group of 8 went there. It was not good at all. Everything seemed staged from the beginning.
Well, Cindy, I can tell you this, you figured this out a lot quicker than Colin did.
A speaker playing sound effects.
Yep, you're going to hear some of that later in the video as well.
Equipment detected no activity at all. Plastic skeleton in the bathtub. Pictures nailed to the walls upside down. The host, Steve, would not stop talking, even when asked. Was even asked at one time if we could have the house to ourselves for 1 hour, so we could have some quiet. He said yes, but never left. And every time we tried to listen with equipment, he would talk non-stop. There was not one indication of a spirit in this home. If it was within my ability, I would have asked him for our money back. What a scam.
But what do these two really know? They're not seasoned paranormal investigators. But if we look on the Daughters of the Departed Paranormal Investigation team, on their Facebook page, they also review Steve's property.
This evening we went to the House of the Dead, or something along those lines.
Then we have 3 thumbs down.
This location will not get a good rating from our team. We entered at 8 p.m. and had the place until 12 a.m. By 8:30, most of us were ready to leave. We stayed and really tried to give it a shot. The activity was minimal. In fact, the only thing we really got was a few seconds with an image in the SLS camera. The tour guide had sound going from his tablet as well as his phone.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure this tour guide is Steve.
He was asked several times to turn them off. By the way, it was a team member who turned off the Bluetooth speaker, not a spirit. The guide overtalked and even made a phone call while sitting inside this small house with us. We left the location before 10 p.m.
Oh God, guys, that sounds horrible. But not all the reviews are bad. We have some 5-star reviews here from Mike. But the problem is, he is a haunted taxi partner.
Yes, I didn't see that coming.
But at least this CBD American Shaman company gave a 5-star review. Oh, Mike's a salesman for this company.
Yikes.
But we got Renee with a 5-star review. Oh, she's the wife of Steve. Well, this is getting awkward pretty fast.
You're not even trying anymore, are you?
This used to be called Block 56. And during the haunted trolley, they still talk about it. There's 100 bodies that are still here. Now, we think there's about 140 left in the area, and the rest of the cemetery's at the top. We had one of the top psychics in the world. She said the cemetery went all the way around us. So there's about 140 bodies still left here.
Before I get into the claim that bodies are buried under the house, I have to point out this sneaky editing suggestion made by Colin here.
Sneaky, sneaky, sir.
While Steve is lying about the bodies that are buried under the house, we have a drone shot above the building and a patch of land right next to the building with a suggestion that this is a graveyard in the back garden. Now, if we look at 1322 Maple Street on Google Maps, we can see that this is clearly a vegetable patch. I don't know about you guys, but when I first watched this video, I did assume this was a graveyard, especially considering Steve is talking about bodies buried under the house. In my opinion, Colin knows exactly what he's doing here. He hasn't outright said that this is a graveyard, but it's a pretty strong visual implication.
The implication.
So, on to the claim that this house has multiple bodies buried underneath in shallow graves, which makes no sense in itself because you need to dig into the earth to lay foundations when you build a house, but whatever. Horror Haven Gaming spoke to a few Atchison City officials. They all wanted to remain anonymous, but all of them explained that they are sick of Steve's nuisance. So, although they wanted to remain anonymous, they were more than happy to point us in the right direction to debunk Steve's claims. Steve doesn't do himself any favors when he brings up this very important detail.
This used to be called Block 56.
So we were told where to find old city maps dating back to 1856 off Atchison City, and each block is numbered. 1322 Maple Street is on block 40. Block 56,
Block 56.
as you can see, is right next to the cemetery. Now, if we fast forward here to the more recent city map, we can see that where Block 56 was is now, in fact, the cemetery, as every numbered block from left to right of the cemetery is in the sequence of 55, 54, 53, so on. So Block 56 no longer exists because it is part of the cemetery that expanded from its size in 1856. 1322 Maple House of the Dead is not on Block 56 because Block 56 is now a cemetery and there are no bodies buried underneath this house.
I have exorcised the demons.
So this house is built on top of bodies.
On top of bodies. There's still bodies in this area all the way around us.
This house is clear.
And you know the old things with the three little pigs, build your house out of straw, out of sticks, or out of brick. Well, this house is made out of brick, and it's really strong structure.
Colin, Connor, maybe you should stop asking Steve questions. Maybe just stop talking to him for a while.
What really finally sold us on the house, we were videotaping on a haunted taxi tour, and these women picked up an orb turning into a figure right along the side of the house. And that was kind of the final straw that said, hey, we're going to buy it. And so my business partner, he runs American Shaman.
That will be Mike Burke, and let's read his About section in his LinkedIn. As I'm sure many of my subscribers now know, I do love a good LinkedIn page. Mike doesn't seem to be a fan of full stops, so this might be a challenge to read. I was a car wholesale for many years, ventured into retail, buying, selling autos, wholesale and retail, enjoyed a lot, got wife, a CBD American Shaman, storefront, playing with a haunted house I found in an auction and bought, and boy is this place demonic in nature and super haunted. Was a caretaker home in a old cemetery that was moved and many souls left behind, and it was being interested and am building a app with a partner that was fantastic. More details to come. Jesus Christ. You might have detected there were some edits in my audio there. There is no way I could read that all in one go. But I like to think Mike is the brains of the company.
So yeah, so let me show you guys around here real quick here. And I want to start running some ghost equipment too, okay? You guys mind? Because we want to make sure you guys get that, we get that feel, because a lot of this is what I'm going to show you in the house. We have a lot of things happening throughout different levels, okay?
Is ADHD contagious?
So I'm going to run this one here, and this one to run. This one.
I can't take this.
This one, we came here, we left it pretty the same, what it was when we came here. This is the basement, so come on in, everybody come on in. So I got a question for you. Why would you have locks on all this?
So you can pretend something dangerous is trying to get in or trying to get out. I mean, who gives a shit at this stage?
The door's now open again, look.
What the
hell? The door's closed, it's open again. I'm telling you guys, it constantly will open and close.
Then fix it! Bloody hell.
So I'm going to leave this one like this.
I just heard it say it's open on the device.
It'll constantly, that's why we run that in here, because we want them to be able to communicate to you. The big thing is look, ghosts are high spirits. They're spirits. That's all spirit boxes are spirits. This is a demonic house.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
The thing about this house is the creep factor on this, when they always open and close. Let's just go ahead and close this one for now.
Legend has it, Steve is still walking away from this door to this day.
So you found all this stuff?
All this stuff that throughout the week came by the chimney. Or, mainly in the chimney. Once in a while we found it down and we just show up. So I'm going to show you guys this real quickly. So when we got to this house, a couple things we did. We started going through the upstairs. We started finding things. This is off an old straitjacket.
A straitjacket! A fucking straitjacket now. Bloody hell. What the actual fuck are you talking about, Steve? Why would a straitjacket ever be in a dingy old house?
This right here we would find this like this, and it scared me so much. I was doing the carpets, I left.
Really?
I ended up leaving. I left the house, called Mike, my partner. I said, Mike, did you see this? He said, no. He said, I Old English that the day before.
Wow. So this is blood right here.
That is blood. Here on the side.
That's not blood. If that is blood that keeps reappearing after you do deep cleanings with proper cleaning products, then prove it. Take a sample and get it checked out. Steve is the king of trust me, bro.
So you look right here. What we did in here is each Mike and me were out trying to outdo each other on this house.
What in the name of Beelzebub's portion is that? Has Steve got a roller disco going on in that room? How can this place continuously and consistently keep shocking me with new levels of ridiculousness? And Colin is still treating this place with some level of seriousness.
And so I wanted you guys to get a feel what it's like to do this, and I'll have you guys do this tonight. I'll have you try this and see what this is about, so you get a feel for this by sitting in this. You'll get that feeling, okay? Okay. All right? You all right?
Say what you want about Colin and Connor, but they are braver than me. I've seen enough horror movies to get the hell out of that house with a weirdo like Steve around.
And then the 8-ball is always down, we'll get that out the way. And then the 8-ball is always down, we'll get that out the way. And then the 8-ball is always down, we'll get that out the way.
I'm not so sure Steve is talking about the magic 8-ball here, if you know what I mean. Steve and this house is just a gift that keeps on giving. I could make this video on Steve's house as long as your average Peter Jackson movie, and I wouldn't get bored.
When you get to the top of the stairs, you're going to feel completely different. By the way, since Colin here, this is where Dirty Gertie and her gang is. Where Dirty Gertie and her gang is. Where Dirty Gertie and her gang is.
Did someone just slip me something, or am I having a stroke?
Our dolls are up here. We have a Holocaust doll. It's here.
A Holocaust doll. Well, at least Steve keeps his fake bullshit in good taste.
What's the matter with you?
At the house. And when you come, she's under lock and key. And we have, we make sure that she's safe because she is quite haunted.
It's so dumb.
So we're gonna take you in here. This is Colin said he's excited about psychomantrium, so we're gonna bring you in here and we'll show you this. These are the psychomantriums. Another thing we've noticed about our psychomantriums is these symbols here are like the basement ones. We've been noticing that.
You heard him right, folks. Somehow, Steve squeezed in a psychomantium in this tiny little nothing house.
Okay, so real quickly, this is our haunted doll collection. They're always being thrown.
I might have to take back that I would never get bored of Steve. I already feel like I need an intermission from him. I have cut so many of his insane claims out, and I just need a short break. Okay, let's just dive back in. Good luck, everybody. Good luck.
By the way, this is too interesting. Remember I told you there's flies all the time?
Oh my God.
They never go away. They're here year round.
Oh,
and they're yeah. Those are ladybugs and flies. They're always here.
Oh my God, I thought we heard enough bullshit fly nonsense from the last Paranormal Files video I reacted to. Maybe I should be calling them the Paranormal Flies. Yeah? Yeah? The Paranormal Flies? The Paranormal Flies?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
All said and done, this house is filthy. The reason there's so many flies is because nobody cleans this shithole. Look at the state of it.
Ew, 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 ew.
This is Dirty Gertie. This is what Dirty Gertie does. These are our dolls, haunted dolls. This one's from England.
We don't do haunted dolls in England, mate. Every single Englishman is above that silliness.
Why would you do anything in this room? Why have I always got to speak with you?
Yeah, that's a fully grown Englishman arguing with a children's doll.
Is this it? Is this it, Jeanette? Is this it? Don't you speak to me!
Yeah, fuck you, doll! You show that toy who's boss. Anyway, back to the paranormal flies.
Also, too, here, these dolls right here, my partner bought this one from the dark web, and this one actually is supposed to have a cat spirit in it.
Stop. Please stop, Steve. I don't think I can take much more. A fucking cat spirit. Colin, what the fuck are you doing here? Even by the paranormal fly standard, this is ridiculous.
Finally, this is Dirty Gertie, people. This is Dirty Gertie. She has the Holy Trinity. You can see her on there and there. She's the one that you guys will read about her right here. But this is what's interesting about Dirty Gertie. When you look at her right here, okay, remember I showed you her face? Look, remember I told you, Colin, I said, look at the side of this. All three sides clear. Look at this one side over here. See it? You see that?
Yeah.
See what? What are we supposed to have seen? You don't actually explain anything. Colin, what are you even saying yeah to?
Gertie.
And this doll is linked to Nazi history.
This doll is from the Nuremberg trials. The Dirty Gertie is from my grandfather was in the Nuremberg trials.
I'm not sure I want to make Nazi dolls funny, so maybe we'll just skip this bit. But Jesus Christ, Steve, have a little bit more respect than this. Of all the things you could have faked about this doll's backstory, just have a little more taste.
Look, ghosts, people go out there and just try to go, hey, here, pinwheel, that. You need to listen. They're telling you things.
Take your meds.
This basement has been demonically sealed. So we have different reactions to some people. That psychic wouldn't even go down there. Okay, so when you go down there, if it starts to mess with you, we need to come out of there.
I can't take it anymore. I just want to die.
Okay, because it really has a feel that you'll notice it right when you go down. It's completely different. So come on. Now we're gonna find. First thing I want to do is I want to know. Okay, there's our wheelchair. It is moved. Our wheelchair usually sits right here in this area, right here. This is where it sits. This is where it's at. We find it here, and back.
At this point, it's easier to ask if there is an object in this house that isn't haunted.
I got 30 minutes of a demon talking upstairs in the attic.
I told you guys.
Just now?
The time you were up there, he was talking. You guys didn't even hear it.
That's what I'm saying.
I got it on film.
I told you guys, so I'll send you that, okay? He is up there and he will be very deceiving. He is sitting in this chair here, and I'm going to show you guys this. Mike, let me call you.
He's talking up there, I'm just telling you.
Okay, do not sit in that chair. I'm going to show you this right now.
He's talking to you and me in Hebrew.
But hang on, let me call you right back.
Shut the up, Mike.
This is Mike's only cameo in the whole video.
Shut the up, Mike.
I just want you to kind of explain a few of the scariest things that people have experienced here. Like, what are some specific stories of seeing or hearing things?
Okay, couple of things that are the biggest scares that I worry about is
I'm going to give you, dear viewer, the precious gift of time and do a very quick summary of the verbal diarrhea that comes out of Steve's mouth when answering this question. So we go from attacking people's eyes, of which we only see distorted photographs of this. Nobody's eyes were actually attacked. A woman who took a tour apparently went to the basement, took off all her clothes, and wanted to have sex with her late husband. Some guy sat in a wheelchair and thought he was paralyzed or some shit. Business partner Mike apparently had his finger cut to the bone and didn't even realize it till he got home, and he was also bitten.
Shut the up, Mike!
There's no photographs to back any of this up, of course. There's some more shit, but I'm going to wrap it up here. You're welcome for me not making you sit through all that shite.
I run the Haunted Journey podcast, by the way.
No one cares!
More shameless self-promotion.
A lot of these places are super haunted, but this is a different place. This place likes to play possum, like it's not going to do anything, and then when you least expect it, doesn't.
On that note, if anyone was wondering, with all the extraordinary activity that happens in this house, what will happen to Colin and Connor in this video? The answer, which will probably surprise nobody, is fuck all.
It's off my left shoulder, and he is sitting there, and he's watching you guys. He finds this quite comical that what you guys are talking about, because he knows he can do anything he wants to when he wants to.
And yet it does sweet fuck all.
Now listen, as soon as we hear the demon's name, we're done. You hear me? If we hear that name, we're finished. Okay?
That's
You will hear it. Oh, I watched a woman here. She ran outside and took off. I thought she was going to hit her head. She ran outside, and she said, you know, she goes, I can't get it off me. I'm like,
make it stop!
The tour was so filled with energy. I mean, Steve is just constantly shouting these stories at you. He's obviously wired up by the house. There's something there that I even feel like may be affecting the guy.
The house. You're blaming Steve's behaviour on the house. For the most part, I've been pretty quiet on Colin until now, but this really annoys me, because I am sure Colin is not this dumb. Colin must see through this bullshit. Surely. But this is what I think Colin's thought process has been since he arrived to film this video. Well, we're here now, we might as well go along with this nonsense and just get a video out of it. He does another video at the Sally house, so he might as well just kill two birds with one stone since they're right next door to each other. But this is so damaging to your brand here, Colin, if you even care at this point. Steve is so obviously full of shit. And even me, with my tiny channel, can prove he's full of shit just by doing a little bit of digging.
Steve was a great host and a great, guy to let us in and do this investigation, but I feel like he definitely is being affected by whatever energy is inside of this home that he purchased. I mean, when you write your name on paper and you sign a deal to own the house, you almost take over that personal baggage of all the spirits that are there.
With all due respect, what the fuck are you talking about?
Now, these are your spirits now. But, I mean, it's easy to lose track of what all's happened there. I mean, you got the pentagram in the basement, you got the bodies that the house is built on, the bodies potentially in the basement, you got the possible serial killer torture dungeon in the top floor of the house with all that carpeting, you've got the psychomantiums throughout the home, the haunted dolls. I mean, there's just so much to uncover and unpack.
Almost like all this shit couldn't possibly happen in one small house.
I'm gonna turn this around. Jeff?
Yes.
How are you feeling? Connor and I filmed the interview.
Yeah.
Right? But you have just gotten here and did a
Yeah.
walkthrough, but you're feeling kind of weird?
I did. Well, Steve, the owner, gave me a walkthrough.
That went on for 14 hours.
I'm freaked out about this place, honestly. With the history of kind of things that have happened to me in videos where I tend to get targeted by these demonic forces.
Both of you guys always get targeted. Not me, really. I don't know why, but you guys. I think it's interesting to be able to investigate a place that is actually mysterious, where you don't know the full history.
You can find out the history like I did. It's not like the history of this house is ancient and lost to time.
Holy shit, here we go. House of the Dead, baby.
In case you are wondering, Steve doesn't come back into the video, so we can all breathe a sigh of relief. Steve puts you more on edge than any of these demons. And I'm exhausted after reacting to Steve for so long. I need to find the energy to at least give one shit for the rest of this video.
We are currently in the living room area, kind of with the couches and chairs here in the House of the Dead. We just want you to come forward and speak with us tonight. To introduce ourselves, my name is Colin.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Connor.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
So, you can use our devices, the Necrometer, the Spirit Talker. I know you guys know those.
Necrometer and Spirit Talker are bullshit. I've gone over this in my other videos, but yeah, the apps are just nonsense.
Decide I die. I'm angry.
Maybe I can telepathically make the app say what I'm thinking and feeling.
What are you so angry about?
My general life choices that led me to react to the paranormal flies.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, that was when said everything starts going crazy.
All the lights turn off, our cameras turn off at 2 o'clock.
Who said that?
He did.
Really?
Yep.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, all our cameras shut off at once throughout the house.
Wow. Do you have a problem with us being here?
Not so much a problem, more confusion.
So, what bothers you about us being here?
I just said I don't have a problem. I just don't see the point. The house isn't haunted. Just go home.
Let us know one of you who's here.
Jeremy.
Okay, we got a name.
There you go. Jeremy.
Jeremy. Are you feeling that bang again?
Yeah.
On the floor? I don't know what that is.
Jeremy, is that your name?
Demon names don't get much more intimidating than Jeremy.
Virgin.
You getting targeted again, Connor?
I tend to get targeted.
Or maybe he's just letting us know he's there. Scruff. Oh my.
I tend to get targeted.
Interesting.
Where do you want us to go in the house?
Out the front door.
Okay, guys, so we're upstairs right now on the top floor of the house. We've set up all of our devices. This is where we believed this demon, or whatever you want to call this entity that's here, wanted us to come to. Are you there in the closet area?
The reason I'm in this closet.
Can you move one of those dolls? I'd like whatever this demon thing is to come speak with us. Are you truly here? Heard from a lot of people you're not the nicest. Where are you?
You don't look so good, Connor. I'm like, I'm freaked out. I feel like there's someone watching me. I tend to get targeted.
Remember, one of the theories is there were women that were hurt here in the building. And their clothing is right there. Susan? Were you victimized by somebody in this building?
The only victims in this house is anyone who paid Steve for a tour.
Miller.
It's Miller time.
What was that?
Aha.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Did we? None of us know. No. Lead us not into temptation. Right?
Well, this is telling. I know you guys will blame the evil in the house and all that bollocks. Or maybe it's because religion just isn't that important to you.
Very, very hot. Like,
dude,
all on my back, and it's like my skin's getting tight, and I'm like, really?
Let me look at your face.
I tend to get targeted.
It's like teasing us, saying like,
hair.
oh.
I'd never tease you, big boy.
If multiple women were tortured, potentially killed and buried here, or even just assaulted.
Yeah.
Of all of Steve's made-up stories, the serial killer one is the worst. Don't lie about that kind of shit as a marketing gimmick, it's just sick.
Why must you turn my office into a house of lies?
Another problem we have with this claim that a serial killer murdered multiple people in this house and buried the bodies in the basement, it has absolutely no evidence to back it up. Horror Haven Gaming contacted the Atchison local paper, and they confirmed that the city has never had any report of a confirmed serial killer, as a serial killer is someone who commits multiple murders. Atchison City has had more than its fair share of murders, but they were all one-time crimes, and there is certainly no evidence whatsoever that a murder has ever been committed in 1322 Maple Street House of the Dead, according to the Atchison Globe.
Yeah.
Where did you come from?
Where did you go?
Are you saying you want to violate us?
We're getting into kinky shit now, eh?
Okay, so we're in the doll's closet. If you want to show Connor what's over there. We're going to do a DR60 back here. Okay, so we're in the doll's closet. If you want to show Connor what's over there.
Anyone else finding all the yellow crime tape all over the place equal parts hilarious and cringe?
We're going to do a DR60 back here.
I'm definitely skipping over all the DR60 nonsense because I'm absolutely over this thing after all the videos I've reacted to with Josh in them.
Oh, he's laying on the ground. Look at. Oh,
it's a body.
It's really laying right under the stairs.
It is. And look like it's laying on its belly.
Dude, it's like a fucking body. Remember,
You know
the
what I mean?
bodies are buried right there.
Even if Colin and co couldn't be bothered to do just a little bit of research, can't intuition and basic common fucking sense kick in at some point to make you realize there are no human remains in that basement?
You, sir, are a moron!
I'm going to start fast forwarding the rest of the video. There's still 25 minutes to go and nothing is really happening. And this house is so obviously, transparently fake with all of its claims that the facade that these three guys are desperately trying to keep up, that there's any kind of paranormal activity, is just straight up embarrassing.
So we always do an Estes method session, and on that night I decided to sit in the wheelchair that, as you've seen in the footage earlier, likes to move by itself.
Oh, it doesn't move by itself. Steve is pulling it while he's sat behind the camera because the wheelchair moves towards the direction of the camera. This is so obvious.
Okay, I want to talk to whoever's here. Just speak with us. Speak to me.
Can you tell me
All of them.
Can you tell me how many spirits are in this house?
Jesus.
I know I probably do this too much, but let's just listen to that again.
Jesus. 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 I dragged the body of your family. I'm using reverse psychology.
Does anyone believe Colin is actually hearing these sentences? Did I'm using reverse psychology really come out of that thing?
Can you tell me how many bodies are still here on property?
There's an excess amount.
Yes, of bullshit.
What happened on the day you remembered? What
Your
happened?
dad's dead. Dead, Jesus, Jesus, dead coming, it's a monster, it's a monster, coming, Jesus, coming, I just smashed, coming, stop that, later.
Hey, Paranormal Party Pooper!
Side-eye guy, I was only having some fun.
Anyway, that's enough dicking around. Thanks very much. Off you go.
Oh well. Okay then. Bye.
So, I've watched about as much of this as I can stomach. The rest of the video, Colin pretends that he cannot actually hear Connor and his dad when they ask him the questions that he directly answers. Then, Colin does an interview where he tries to convince us that the house is actually haunted by demons, because of course he's going to say that because he's so deep in all this bullshit he can't really say anything else at this stage. What a load of bollocks. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment and let me know if there are any other ghost hunting videos you'd like me to review. Cheerio!